Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about empaths. It's like one of the most popular subjects right now. And in this video, we're going to be specifically talking about what is an empath, what are signs of an empath. And not only that, I'm going to be talking about way more in depth, kind of merging my whole scientific take on what an empath is mixed in with spirituality, because this is really going to help make sense. You know, I've read millions of things as far as what is an empath. You know, there's all of these spiritual aspects and, you know, all these gifts and abilities that they have. But I'm going to give a very different perspective on it. And it's really helpful, again, if you have watched my previous videos, because this is all kind of part of a set. So I'm really hoping that it's going to help people understand if you have this extra kind of sensitivity to yourself and how to handle it. That's my whole goal of bringing this up. So make sure you watch my previous videos, all the foundation videos, to really understand my perspective. So let's talk about the traits of an empath. So they are usually told that they're too sensitive or wear their heart on their sleeves. They can literally feel people's feelings and emotions. They will start acting like those emotions without even being conscious or aware of it. They're not even totally aware that they're picking up other people's emotions and just acting them out themselves. People will tend to dump all of their problems on them, which means that they're actually really great listeners. Negativity and crowded places overwhelm them. They feel fatigued and drained the majority of the time. They're highly creative and have huge imaginations. They're very sensitive to sounds, stimulants, and even medications. They have a hard time watching graphic or sad images. They usually feel out of place or different in the world because they feel ostracized. They don't feel like they fit in. When they get bored, they tend to tune out and daydream or fantasize. They get sick when others are sick. They're drawn to animals and children, and they have a very strong intuition. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll understand that an empath will be raised in a narcissistic family dynamic. It's pretty much their curse/gift. This is going to be my different perspective on it. This is why, you know, this topic is so popular. Why do empaths attract narcissists? It's because of the way that they were raised. If you are attracting a lot of narcissistic relationships like boyfriends or girlfriends, then you will have had a narcissistic type of upbringing. You will probably have had a narcissistic parent. You were more than likely a scapegoat or, you know, ostracized from the family for being different. And what happens is you keep attracting the relationships to trigger that pain from your childhood experiences growing up. And this is the opposite way that I'm going to explain this. Aside from the spiritual aspect of all these gifts and abilities that an empath has, it can be turned into a gift or an ability. Until you stop learning how to empath off of everyone's energy, you're literally not any use to yourself or anyone in your environment, which is very unfortunate because an empath loves to help people. They want to help people in society. They love to save people. But their whole goal, their whole life purpose is to get in touch with themselves and put themselves first, create boundaries and limits and tell people no, because it's probably one of the hardest things that an empath has to do. So that's like the whole goal that they have to learn throughout this lifetime. Now, I'm going to take this to kind of like a biological standpoint, because again, I like to merge the spirituality with the science. So since an empath is raised in a narcissistic environment, they will be narcissistic themselves. They just have a victim mentality. So they will tend to, without realizing it, be an energy vampire themselves by complaining and being a victim when they go out and complain to other people and such. And they can even be an energy vampire to themselves in their own inner dialogue, because they have picked up on all of the thoughts, beliefs, and all of the brain chemical releases and shame, guilt, and fear that was projected into their environment from their narcissistic parent. An empath literally has a different type of DNA type of structure to them, to the cells in their body. If you've watched my previous videos on the biology of cells and everything, we have an average of 37.2 trillion cells in our body, all with millions of receptors on each one of them. And those receptors only take a very, very individual chemical into the cell. So an empath, with the observation of a narcissistic parent, because the narcissistic parent is going to set up this psychological dynamic within the children based around shame, guilt, and fear. They have a scapegoat or empath child, and then a golden child or a bully. With the parent's observation, this is where quantum physics comes in. When a narcissistic parent specifically has these thoughts based around shame, guilt, and fear, it will automatically even set up this whole DNA structure within the empath, where they have a much more sensitive DNA structure to them. And then as they grow up, the empath child with their own observation is taught to only care about the needs and the feelings of other people around them. So again, with quantum physics, the parent is just teaching the empath child to use their observation to fit the narcissistic parent's needs. I hope you're following so far. The empath child, with their observation to the narcissistic parent, they will create more and more and more of the brain chemicals based around shame, guilt, and fear that are projected at them because they're entangling so much with the narcissistic parent, who is completely operating from shame, guilt, and fear. So really think about that. So when you think you're empathing off of people in your environment, people all around you, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm picking up on everyone's energy, why is this happening? Everyone in your environment is completely reflections and triggers of all of the emotions projected at you from your narcissistic parent in your environment. That's really big. Think about that. Your cells are completely addicted to like brain chemicals based around shame, guilt, and fear, and they're low vibrational brain chemicals, so they've literally become stuck within the cells of your body. So that's why quantum physically, holographically, you're going to be projecting your own emotions. Your thoughts are going to keep attracting those same exact situations that mirror your upbringing with a narcissistic parent, and they will keep triggering the emotions that are stored in your cells. So empathing isn't this amazing gift. It's a position that your soul decided to come into the family dynamic so that you can turn it into a gift or ability. But when you're doing it just as an automatic response, you're completely unconscious because you're just reacting from the emotions that are stored within your cells. This is where law of attraction comes in, because you've learned all of your thoughts and beliefs from your narcissistic parent, and then your thoughts are creating even more of those brain chemicals, so your cells are addicted to the brain chemicals your thoughts keep creating, and then your outward environments are completely reflecting all of the low vibrational emotions that are stored within your cells. I really hope all that made sense. It's so hard sometimes to communicate everything that goes on in my head, but this is what empathing is. It's nothing like this spiritual gift. Everyone has the ability to tap into energy and vibrations. It's just that an empath was taught by a narcissistic parent to be extremely focused with their observation on other people's needs and emotions rather than their own. So that's why I always say it comes back to your relationship with you. Like, you have to put yourself first. And some of the favorite terms that I have that I love are like, I love myself enough too. And what will make me happy? You know, really putting your needs above other people's, that is like the thing that an empath has to learn in this lifetime. I hope that all makes sense. Like, message me if you have any questions. Dude, it's so hard to communicate. What's going on in here? I hope you guys got something from this video, and I'm going to be making more that's just kind of the general basic that I wanted to make around empaths. Hope you guys enjoyed the information, and I'll see you in the next video.